What's going on, YouTube? How's everybody doing? Everybody hear me fine? Oh, Big E's Comics. What's going on, my brother? Number one in there, the Big Lion Cat. How's everything? Gorilla Grodd. What's going on? Comic Crypt of Castle Hill. Howdy, brother. How's everything? Wobbles. What's going on? How's everything? Everything good? And my man Discovery Bay. Oh, my man Gills is here. What's going on, Gills? How's everything? My Little Pony 14, first cameo of Trixie Pony. You'll never see me own that book. Jeff G, what's going on? How's everything? It's been a good 2 weeks for as far as comic stuff is concerned. Found some really nice books. Just been doing some good hunting, and we had a con over here, a local con. Myself, Manny NYC was there. Bunch of Reaper Tate. We ran into Reaper Tate. We ran into a couple other guys. Thomas Tote was with Reaper Tate, and a bunch of other guys that we had from the YouTube and Instagram community that were at the con. So it was pretty cool interacting with everybody. It was good. But let me just show you some of the small stuff. Also did a signing with my man Jeff Johnson last week, I think it was. But got this from my LCS, War of the Realms, the Reveal variant by Terry Dotson. Kind of like that cover. Pretty nice. It was in my pull, so I'll take that. Wolverine Exit Wounds, #1 variant edition. You just started streaming. Was your cam down? Nah, I mean it's part of the laptop. Is everybody seeing me okay here? Can you guys see everything good? Just let me know. Hit me up if you can't. Okay, perfect. I gotta throw my readers on. I see you too now. Got these in the mail. I had ordered from Midtown. Picked up a couple copies of the Batgirl, of the Catwoman retro one. I like that. Nice cover. Ed D, what's going on? How's everything, my brother? And then John Romita Jr. actually did a signing at Midtown Comics. So me and Jeff Johnson popped up over there and went to that, and it was a good time. He had a pretty long line, but he was very personable with everybody. Really fan friendly, so it was a lot of fun. Got this from my LCS for part of the regular series by Miles Morales that I still like. Got to look at that GPA on that ASM 41. What's the GPA? The cap 100 6.0. I mean, if they're comparative, I would probably take that cap. Ben Oliver killed it on this. I believe it's Ben Oliver is on this cover. Really, really nice cover for Batman. Everybody's hating on the Tom King. I'm pretty far behind on this, but people are hating it. And then my LCS was able to get their first variant, and they had Fred Van Lent, and the cover artist is a girl by the name of Sue Lee. So got to show support for my LCS Comic Book Jones. Great guys over there. If you ever see them, they sell stuff on eBay, so check their site out and everything. Yeah, there's been some. Gills is right. There's been some really nice Batman covers. NES Master, what's going on? Hey, J Rod, what's going on? So, with the Ramita signing, the line was long, but everybody was very cool. It was nice, but it was a fucking torrential downpour. Holy shit, it was pouring. And I had checked the weather forecast, and I came unprepared, and that's not usually like me. But I got caught without an umbrella. Luckily, the mayor held onto my bag. I ran across the street to an odd lot, picked up an umbrella real quick, and it was like these flash floods that were coming, flash rainstorms that were coming through. So what's going on, Rags? So we weathered the storm, and it was 3 items per, including the Superman Year One, which actually was a pretty good read. If anybody didn't read it, it was a real good read. I enjoyed it. But I was able to get another book in there, so Ramita signed. I had to pay the ridiculous fees that Midtown Comics charges to get a book signed. I think when everything comes out, it's like a $40 extra service charge that Midtown is hitting you up for, just for a book. It cost me $80 to slab a book, but I had a really nice copy of ASM 238 with the tattoos inside. So I got Ramita to sign it, and then I got a book done for my boy Manny. He got it really nice. I'll let him show you that when it comes in. And we were hanging out there with Tino Fan 73, who's always at the signings, and just a really good dude. So shout out to Tino Fan 73. You know, it was good. But I did get this signed also. Ramita signed it right there. You know, it's the JR. But he was really personable. Really nice guy. Talking to all the fans and everything. And you know what I like is the interaction with these guys, and you sit there and you talk to them. Comics for All People, how's it going on? And somebody brought the Spider-Man annual, I think it's number 6, is it, or 14, the Monica Rambeau cover. And he told us that Monica Rambeau was modeled after Pam Grier for, Foxy Brown, is it? He said that's who his inspiration for that character was. So it was pretty interesting when you get little tidbits like that to hear that from him. And the other thing he told us is that me and Jeff were talking to him a little bit, was that ASM 238, you know, the first Hobgoblin, that cover was supposed to look a lot different, but his father did some of the work on the cover and changed up his work. So you know what? Can't argue with Senior. Senior was the man, you know, as far as, I mean, he's, you know, still alive and everything, but just amazing work. What else I got here? So I purchased a book from my man Gills over here, and I hope you don't mind me showing. Oh, wow. Wobble said Todd McFarlane's coming to Fan Expo Canada this year in Toronto. The only thing is that they won't CGC his books unless he does those private signings with New York Comics. I think it is through CGC and all that. I think he just signs, but still a great time. I actually got to meet him 2 years ago, two or 3 years ago, a couple times at New York Comic Con. Got him to sign a couple books. He was doing something with Scorpion Comics. He did that Venomverse #1, you know, the Skyline one that they did. Kingdom Comics, what's going on? But anyway, I bought a book for my man Gills, and for those of you guys who haven't subbed to Gills, check him out. Awesome YouTuber, and even a better Instagrammer. I mean, he puts some amazing books. Look at his Instagram and see the book that he found the other day for $1. It was unbelievable. I couldn't believe the book that this man finds. He's always finding great books. If you buy from him, I buy from him consistently. He's very fair. You know, gives you great prices, just good stuff. But so I bought one book from him, and he sent me a bunch of books. I mean, it was just awesome. Send me Exiles #2. You know, I just want to say thank you to him. Amazing Spider-Man 360. 362 newsstand edition. You don't see those too often in newsstands. Another 362 newsstand. Midnight Suns in the poly bag still, number 28. Ghost Rider 28, you know, first Midnight Suns, which everybody's specking high on this book. So, I mean, just awesome. And I mean, look at this. He just threw this in, bro. It was amazing. Star Wars number 68. Great Boba Fett cover right there. You know? Man from Beantown, what's going on? And this is the book I bought from him. This is a super high-grade copy of the first Squirrel Girl. Beautiful copy. And he ships phenomenal. Everything's in Mylars. This book is nice. It has one little color breaking tick. One tick might not be color breaking, but tops it has 2 ticks. I'm hoping for a 9.6 on this book. Real clean. Real clean. Yeah, those are amazing throw-ins. To me, that's absurd. Guys try and sell those books, and he's just throwing them in like that. So, I mean, just super cool. Thank you to Gills for that. You know, I really appreciate that. Awesome YouTube guy, man. You know, awesome. He's what this community is all about, the way he interacts with fans and stuff like that. I appreciate it, you know. I try and do the same. I try and reciprocate and just carry on that same type of tradition that we all do. You know, New York Warriors the other day on their live auction, giving away some signed books and stuff like that. It's something that we might be doing from now on, you know, whenever we have the opportunity. So, you know, it was fun. hit the local flea market the other day, and I did well. I did do well. A couple of dollar books there. Um, First Jigsaw, some of the Silver Surfer run right there. 56, 55. Here we go, Pope. You ready for this one, Pope? I'm going to show you something I found on the flea market. I sold one of the books I found. Actually, I sold a couple of the books during our last auction. I had found the second Silver Age Penguin, and there was a run of other books that I had. I sold a bundle to somebody, and they were all flea market finds. They were really nice. Amazing Murphy in there because you already know what it is. Found this there. The What If Jane Foster had found the Hammer of Thor. I haven't changed these out of their bags yet, so still a little beat up. Rags is saying he has 2 raw 9.8 copies of First Squirrel in his CGC pal. Time to send those out, buddy. Wicked and Divine. I paid $2 for this first issue. I know there's some hype on that. Another vendor. I think it was $15 for these 3 books. So I got a nice copy of Defenders number 28, mid grade, maybe a little higher than a mid grade. It's got a little rounded corners on it, a little fold. Yeah, it's probably a mid grader. For Star Hook, right? And real clean copy of DC Comics Presents 49. That's that great cover. This book is starting to pick up some heat, man. Everything with the Black Adam is picking up a lot of heat. This book here has definitely picked up some heat. And this is why I did the deal with him. He had this copy of Shayna, She-Devil. And if you can see, that's all cleanable, bro. That's all on the white. That stuff up there. Hopefully I should be able to get most of that out of there. With a good press and clean, this book is a nice copy. There's a lot of movie hype with Shayna because they're talking about Kazar being possibly in a movie. She comes attached to Kazar, so we'll see. And then it happens to me a lot. I know, and I just don't want to make it seem like I'm telling a story. But I walked by a booth, and a guy was going through a short box of basically Silver Age books. I probably should have picked up a few more, but I didn't. And I'm watching him go through, so I'm waiting patiently. And he goes through, and he asks the vendor how much the books cost. And I'll show you. So like, this was on the back, and this. Oh, I changed the bag on that one, so you can't see it. But that one said $25. And he went through them all, and it looked like he was another vendor from there trying to get there early and get a jump on the stuff, which you see a lot. And he went through it again, and then he didn't take anything. He was just lingering around the box. So I asked if I could just jump into that box. When I jumped into the box, I was able to pull this out. I was able to pull out the second Penguin, probably like a 5.5 copy, mid-grader, really nice. And then I was able to get this for $25. I don't usually talk prices, but I thought this was a great score. I'll show some before and afters. This had a lot of crayon. You can still see some crayon on the color parts. I'm still working on that. But the whole white area and all of that had a lot of crayon on that. This is probably like a 2.5 copy because there's some crayon writing inside and one of the pages has a tear. Doesn't affect the story or anything like that. Yes, it does have the poster. It had the poster. First thing I checked was for the poster. Fully intact. Staples are intact on this book. Spine is intact. It's just, it's taken a beating. It's got a spine split on 2 sides of it. So $25, I can't beat this, man. I'll take this in a heartbeat, So, that was my score. I couldn't believe it when I got it. I showed the Warriors in our group chat. I was like, holy shit, look what I just found in there. I've been fortunate in flea markets over the last year or 2 years. I found some really good finds. Let me see what else I got here. Oh, yeah. So we got some books back. I got some books back. I got some slabs back from East Coast Comic Con. And I got some slabs back from our signing with Bill Sienkiewicz. So I'll show you the Bill S ones first. Wolverine number 10 came back in 8.5, signed by Bill S. This is one of his this is early Bill Sienkiewicz work. You could tell by the artwork. Um, I was hoping for a little higher on this, but I guess they're considering that more of a tan than an off-white on the cover, and that's why it got hit, I think, more than anything else, because the back is pretty clean. But still, it's a PC book for me because this is one of the books I love. I love that cover. That Poison Ivy in a 2.0 is about a $200 to $250 book. 2.025. It's a couple $100 for that book, even in a low grade. What else did I get? New Mutants number 18, signed by Sienkiewicz right there. First appearance of Warlock. So I was happy with that, and real happy with this. It came back at 9.4. I kind of knew it had a little chip on the top, but it was the best copy I had, the cleanest copy I had. So I hadn't seen Sienkiewicz, and it was a free signing for the most part. I think he charges $5 a book, but we got a couple of them free because he showed up late. You guys had heard that story. All right, Gills, thanks a lot, brother. I appreciate you coming down. Let's go Yankees. And then this was my best book out of that signing. Excuse me. Fantastic Four number 1. This is the Sienkiewicz variant of Dr. Doom, signed in gold. And Arsenio, what's going on? And it came back at 9.8. So I'm really, really happy with that. That book is really, really nice. And that's some of his best recent work. 9.8. And I pulled the GPA on it. I couldn't believe it. There's not that many sales on it, but the last sale was fire. Was fire on that book. What else we got here? Take a look. All right, so now we'll go on some of my East Coast books. I did these 2 books just because I had to. Gomez, what's going on? Denny O'Neil was there. He's getting up in age. He's about 80 years old. And some of my favorite books. So I got the drug issue for the second part, signed by Denny O'Neil. Came back a 6.0. It's about what I expected, a mid-grade. Then this one came back a lot higher than I thought it was gonna. I was really happy with it. For the condition, I graded it a little harsher. I thought this was like a 6.5-ish. But it came back a 7.5. I'll take this issue and a 7.5 any day. And that's the first part of the drug issue. I mean, that's an iconic Neil Adams cover, signed by Denny O'Neil. So if I get the opportunity, I'm going to try and get Neil Adams to sign this one also. I'll recrack, and I think it's great. Looks really, really good. Joe Sinnott was there. We actually got to meet Joe Sinnott's nephew this weekend at Garden State. He recognized Manny from the cons, and he was just talking to us, just telling us, Albany's probably going to be Joe's last show, but he might sign for a day at Terrificon. He doesn't know yet. 93 years old and going strong, but got him to sign this 7.5. I'll keep this. This stays in the PC. I just sold the other FF book only because I knew this was coming, and I like this cover better. I love that Inhumans cover, Black Bolt, and everything else. Manny NYC got one of these signed too. So I guess when you the Green Lantern, yeah, I pressed them. I pressed them both. Made sure I pressed those both before they went out. Big reason for us to go to East Coast was George Perez. So I got my new Teen Titans number 1. This came back at 8.5, but signed by George Perez. So very nice. Really, really happy. Then my Wonder Woman number 1 came back at 9.6. No complaints there with that. This story arc's basically what your movie was all about. It's what George Perez created, And then this is the best book I feel. It's a 9.0, but Nova number 1, signed by Joe Sinnott there. Look at that. 9.0. Feeling that. Very, very nice. Happy with that. So I think those came out really good. I was happy with them. I know CBCS's turnaround times are really good. We got those books back in, oh man, maybe a month, 5 weeks, maybe. Yeah, thanks, Gomez. They turn their books around real fast, which it's really good for me. I know I was on the CGC forums the other day, and a lot of people complaining that they're really tight on their bronze and moderns right now. They're giving tough grades on there. So just things. Hey, Jeff Johnson, what's going on, my brother? Appreciate you coming out. Some stuff for guys to look into. Yeah, Big Lion. I'm a fan of that Nova. I have a 9.6 rule. I have that one to 9.0. Then I got two more copies here. So I've been hoarding that book for a bit. So I can't wait. If they do something, even if they don't, just great story arc. What else did I get? Oh yeah. One of my fellow New York Warriors was looking to move a book, and he gave me what I think is a phenomenal deal on it. But Jeff Johnson took care of me on this and gave me this for 9.4, man. I this 9.4 of First Harlequin for a killer price, and as Jeff said to me, this book hasn't been pressed. It has 1 or 2 pressable defects, so I'm probably gonna crack it out and shoot for a 9.6, hopefully. If not, and I get a 9.4, then so be it. The price Jeff gave me, it's worth rolling the dice, and I appreciate the deal that he gave me on this. He really took care of me on that. Gorilla Grodd, you said that CGC is my CBCS is my go-to company. They're my go-to company for autographs only because I'm a witness. So being a witness for the cons, it makes it so much easier, bro. It makes life a lot easier. The ASM 41 and a 5.5. Wobbles is asking a question, and the cap is a 6.1, but cap is the bigger key to me. See, yeah, I agree. What I see Wobbles, I mean, unless it's like a major like a Green Goblin or something like that, all those other villains do decrease a little bit, but they're way bigger. The prices do stay higher, but I love the Captain America 100. I think it's iconic. Discovery Bay says, showing some awesome books. I appreciate Discovery Bay. I love this hobby. So I got to go to Garden State Art Fest, Comic Fest, and it was a great show. One of my friends was a vendor there, so I got to actually see behind the scenes working on a booth, which I really like because I think somewhere along the line I'm going to probably try and do a show and just sell some books and try and get into that aspect. I kind of enjoy all of that part of it. It's the next thing. Next part of this hobby, but got in and I was able to get some nice books. So I got some filler books for my ASM run, a couple of upgrades. So I'll go through these fast, but ASM 130, 149, 148, 151. Love that cover. Didn't have that for some reason. This is an upgrade. 161's an upgrade for me. 173. Soon to be in the movie. Not first appearance, but early Punisher appearance here. 189. 231 was another book I needed. And then there was a guy there that had just gotten a collection. I thought he said 70 long boxes he had bought. So he had a lot of books and he was blowing the books out. He had a bunch of bins where you could dig through and they were dollar books. And I think all of these came out of dollar bins. Let me just see. Yes, all of these came out of dollar bins. This did not. This is the Origin of Rorschach. And this is becoming kind of a bit of a hot book if you see this for a decent price. I mean, it's like a $15 book right now. I think the spec is because of the HBO series. But if you get the chance to pick it up, pick it up. Yeah, you're right, Murph. No fillers. It's for that series 1 run that I'm working on right there. But let me show you these dollar books I found because I was in Big Line. You're going to want to see this. Let me just set this up here. Because I thought a big line when I saw these. Yeah, we can do that like that. So Justice League #1. Oh, these are all dollar. There you go, big line. Beautiful copy of Nova #3. Really, really clean copy of Nova #3. Probably could use a little press. It has a little waviness on the top, but yeah, these are cat books for the big cat. Nova #19. I mean, these are high grade copies. Um, really nice. This was a little lower, but than the other one, but really nice. Michael Turner goodness right there. What's that? The first Demi-Goblin, is it, or one of those Jack o' Lantern? First Jack o' Lantern. Um, Cassandra Nova's in this. This is the first appearance of Cassandra Nova. The new X-Men 134. Some Alex Ross goodness, and this is an all black cover, and you can see spine doesn't have a tick, man. This book is fire. Just love it, love it. Next con I got is New York Comic Con in October. But if there's small shows, I'll probably stop into a small show. I can't go to Terrificon in Connecticut because I'm going away that week. I got to go take care of something for a few days. It just falls on that day. Batman 619, that gatefold cover, just part of that Hush story arc. Just beautiful, beautiful. Yeah, sorry, Murph. We would have been able to meet up again. Young Avengers 10, book got hot, but this was in the dollar bin fine. As much as I like finding that Young Avengers and that first Jack o' Lantern, look at you got to see these in person because they were killer. The Bill Sienkiewicz run here, Moon Knight #28, and then these black covers are fire. Moon Knight 30. I wish I had these when we had gotten our signing with Bill. Man, Biggie's and Joker M21, they had gotten a bunch of these books signed here. Moon Knight #23, just a great Sienkiewicz cover. Another Moon Knight 23, really, really nice. Which ones do you need, Biggs? Let me know. Moon Knight #29. Like I said, all black. This one here has one tick. Yeah. Other than that, though, it's perfect. It's really clean. The only thing is, they had stacking. The way they was stacked, they need to be pressed out because of the stacking. You need 29? All right, I got you. No problem. I'll put it right to the side. G.I. Joe #2. That's a J. Scott Campbell cover. And then Wonder Woman 170. Dollar books, all of these. All of those for $1. So I mean, I was just going through it. It was great. So I got to see Joe Jusko there, and got him to sign this cover that he just recently did. I love that. Love that. Then had a couple of these that I went to get signed by him at a con, and doesn't charge a fee or anything, but got him to sign that right there in red. Signed my Captain Marvel in red. And then he did this one in pink. I thought this came out gorgeous for the Spider-Queen. Really nice, He did those corner box variants. He did real nice work on those. Some more. These were $2 books that I pulled, and some other pricier books. I'll show you this at the con. Gorilla Grodd, you ready for this one? Second appearance of Tiger Shark. That's a great cover. Great cover. This is probably like a 7-ish copy. Hasn't been pressed or cleaned. I'd have to look at the back cover. I haven't looked at the back cover, but I know. Thank you. I don't think I'm gonna be able to go on though. All right. Later at Discovery Bay, but yeah, I got this really nice copy. Picked that up at the con. New X-Men number 114. Power Pack number 1. If you can't own it and you don't own it, this is just as good. And these are really high grade fantasy masterpieces. Reprinting Silver Surfer number 3 and reprinting Silver Surfer number 7. So just nice. Yeah, Gomez, if you're interested in them, hit me up. You know what I'm saying? Hit me up on Instagram, buddy. Found this one there. Batman Shadow of the Bat. Can't leave this laying around when I see it. Gotta grab it. Spider-Girl number 0. Classic Bernie Wrightson for Swamp Thing. Love it. Neil Adams Dead Man cover. I believe that's the 3rd Dead Man. Really, really nice. So nice cover. What else we got here? Spider-Woman number 1. Clean copy. I don't, it looks like it has a little bit of a miswrap on it, but it's a real clean copy. Very nice. My man Joe Rock was selling some books there. He always gives me killer deals. So I picked up a couple of really nice copies. Good mid-grade copies that he sold me. ASM number 70. Very nice. Nice copy. ASM 78. And ASM 42. That's first Mary Jane Watson, I believe it is. So yeah, I got some really nice deals at this con. The other thing that we got to do was that Walt Simonson and Louise Simonson were there, and they're usually, they if you don't know and haven't run into them at a con, they're really great to deal with. They're super friendly. Walt's a big talker, loves to talk to everybody. Nemo Comics, what's going on? You need that, Murph? Let me know. We could talk. I might have another copy. So Walt likes to walk around, talks to all the other artists. He was talking to Billy Tucci, who was there. He was sitting there talking to Tom Rainey, who was sitting right next to him, like two booths over. And he just walks around and talks to everybody that's around. He has a good old time. Louise usually reins him in. But, he's also very interactive with his fans. So he came over, and what he usually does is he does free head sketches there, which is pretty cool. 2 years ago, I was able to get him to do an Archangel for me, but it took forever. It was a really long day. It was at Garden State, and I think it was Garden State, and it was packed. And I didn't get his head sketch till like 4 o'clock. I waited online for like 2 hours. Worth it to me because I had never gotten a head sketch. So I went back, and this time around, I got him to sign a bunch of my Thor books. He came over, and everybody was like on this railing because it's like this place is like 2 ice rinks that they use, 2 hockey rinks. So everybody was like on the bleacher side, and the center ice is basically where they set up all the artists and vendors booth and everything like that. So we were in like the bleach area. He came out and signed everybody along the bleach area. There was like 40 of us, signed everybody's books. Then Luis came along and hit up anybody who had their books there, talked to a bunch of people. Then he sat down and he started doing some head sketches. And you guys tell me what you think. Tell me if I'm wrong or not, but there has to be some type of etiquette or common courtesy that people have to use when they go to these cons. I just it annoys me. So what happens is there was this one gentleman there who was not getting anything signed or anything, and he kept on talking to him and talking to him. Didn't know him, just asking the man a million questions. Anything that popped into his head, he would ask. And Walt was being courteous and talking to the guy. Eventually, he turned around and he just said, "Look, guys, I'm sorry. I'm not going to talk as much. I know you guys have been waiting for a while." So it was getting into like an hour of waiting. He goes, "I want to get your sketches done." So, everybody was like, "Thank you." And then the guy started asking questions again. So I kind of told him, I said, maybe if you stop asking so many questions, he could get to everybody's sketches. And it kind of got a laugh from some people in there. But I don't think I was wrong. I thought this guy was being a bit of an ass, Have some common courtesy. Let the man do his work, But, just my little rant. A little common courtesy goes a long way. Uh, Picked this up at the con. Flash number 147. That's the second Professor Zoom. Really nice cover. This is a probably like a 5.0 copy. But a book I didn't have. Happy to have it. Got this for a really nice deal. Just needs a little work, but I'm more than willing to put a little work into this. I got a real good price on this for Noon Tea Titans #2. Book has some waviness, but it definitely will press out. Really nice copy. Then I traded away two of these. I picked this up. It's got a sub crease going through it. It's probably like a 5.0 copy, but I'm happy with it. It's my second one I got now. Green Lantern number 87, I'm sorry. First John Stewart. Book that I'm specking in. This book has flown through the roof. I used to be able to get this book for about 80 to 90 bucks at the con in a 6.0, 6.0, 7.0 range. No more. It's a $200 book now. This book really took off. This is a book I jumped on. I took it out I talked to the vendor, took it out of the Mylar, and I didn't realize the price on this book. Batman Beyond #1. This book in a 9.8 is probably like a $500 book. Now this is my boy Big E's Enrique's book. He's been specking on this book forever. Loves this book. But this is a high grade. I'm hoping 9.6. Maybe a chance at a 9.8. But I'm more along that 9.6 range right now. I can't wait to send this out and see what happens with this book. But just a super nice book. So happy to get that. And then this is my last book. And then New York Warriors are doing their show tonight at 10 o'clock. So stop on by for the laughs and go hang out with the Warriors. Always a good time. Wolf Blitz, what's going on? Always a good time with those guys, just hanging out and talking. Yeah, that's my second Batman Beyond also. First one, I think this is a high grade than the first one I have. But talk about high grades. I got this for a killer deal. Killer deal. Like I said, don't talk prices too often, but just know that you can negotiate. And sometimes if you see a book, you can get it for a good price. Pull the trigger before you regret it, because I've done that quite a bit and I've regretted it. So now I didn't regret it. It was okay, Wolf Blitz. You know what? I'll accept it for what it was. But it did have a corner crease on the right front side that broke color. That was tough to see until you got the book up close. But yeah, you know what? It was good. It wasn't in the nines though. It's not a 9.0 copy, but definitely, something good for the PC for my collection. I'll take it. For the price you gave it to me, I'm more than happy. It was good. Top 50 books episode. I just watched it, Comic Crypt. I was watching that stuff. And that was the one in your collection, right? Your top books in your collection. That was pretty good. Good. But this was a war book from the guy that I was buying those dollar books from. He had this up there. And everybody knows, but Y the Last Man? The numbers on this book are insane. A matter of fact, I just got to pull this up because yeah. All right. So Y the Last Man came out in 2002. And the 90-day GPA on it was $970, but the last sale was about $850 for a 9.8. That's a crazy price, man. That was an insane price. I couldn't believe it. I mean, there's been a lot of spec. If you know what, Pope Service is asking, do you think it's not totally worth the $700 to $800 that book is going? I can't say. I know. Have you read the story? The story arc was really good when it first started. I really enjoyed that. Really enjoyed it. Yeah, no, Wolf Blitz. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to go off tangent. Absolutely, I was very happy with the book. No complaints. I would have reached out to you and said something if I thought it wasn't a fair deal. It's a fair deal. It's definitely a fair deal. My mistake for not asking for a close up. I do that on occasion, not trying to be a pain in the ass to people. But if I'm going to pay for something, I want to see what the product is and what I'm going to get. A fair deal. You guys always do a good job. Wolf Blitz, had an auction. He sold me a nice book. I'll definitely take it. I showed it on one of my shows, I believe. Um, and a 9.6 just sold for $410. This is probably that 9.6 to 9.8 range, depending on how CGC feels. The vendor wanted 200 for it. And I got it down to 150. Steal. I couldn't get this book in my collection fast enough. To me, he made his money because he bought those 70 long boxes. I got a good deal. I think that's what it's all about when you go. Sometimes, though, some of these vendors, this guy was a fair guy. I would buy from him every single chance I got because he was really good. Hey, four-way flashes. He was really, really good and fair. And I don't know what the price on the whole run is, though, Pope. I've never looked at it. He was fair, and he wasn't trying to kill anybody. He was just making a couple bucks for himself, and I got to get some nice books, So it was awesome. It was awesome. But that's about it right now. Those are all the books that I got on my I got on this show here for you guys. I appreciate you guys coming out, listening to my rants about the con. Leave some comments, and if you have any questions or anything like that, you guys are interested in any books getting pressed, hit me up on Instagram. I'm on there all the time. Chris Bowen, you want to recap? All right, I'm going to give you a recap of some of the highlights. All right. I won't go through those books, but I'll show you some of the better ones. Why the Last Man, number 1. Picked this up at a con. Batman Beyond, number 1. Beautiful high-grade copy. Picked this up at the same con. Green Lantern, number 87. Mid-grader. Has a sub-crease going through it. Beautiful book. New Teen Titans, number 2. Pope, you got a full run of it. I'm assuming. Looking to get rid of it. Flash, number 147. Second Professor Zoom. Yeah, I don't know. That's something. I think the easiest way to flip that is on eBay. But then you're gonna have to pay that 10% fee. Amazing Spider-Man, number 42. First Mary Jane Watson. ASM number 78. And ASM number 70. Had picked up beautiful Spider-Girl. Third Dead Man. Thanks, Chris. Early Swamp Thing. Love that Bernie Wrightson cover. Spider-Girl number 0. Then some more dollar books and some nice stuff. This was a flea market. This was my flea market gold find. I found this at a flea market for $25. Different prices, Chris. Different prices. I got a pretty good deal. I usually don't go over the prices unless it's something I want to show what it reflects, in the market and what kind of deal you can get. But I got fair market value for those books. Iron Man number 91. Tales of Suspense number 91. Shane and the She-Devil number 1. Shazam DC Comics Presents number 29. 49, excuse me. And Defenders number 28. And then show you some slabs. My man Jeff Johnson hooked me up with a great price. Sorry for the Mylar glare on the Batman Adventures 12 number. The 9.4. All right, Gorilla Grodd, hit me up. Let me know. Got these back from East Coast Comic Cons. Nova number 1 signed by Joe Sinnott for a 9.0. A 191 on what? What are we looking for, Pope? Got this here. Wonder Woman number 1 signed by George Perez, 9.6. Teen Titans #1, signed by George Perez, 8.5. Fantastic Four #82, signed by Joe Sinnott, 7.5. And at that con, I submitted quite a few books for. I think I submitted like 5 books for Walt Simonson, and 1 book signed by Walt and Louise, and then he did a beautiful head sketch for me. I mean, it's so fast, but really, really nice. And I got that graded. I thought it was fair. Check out my Instagram page. You'll see Green Lantern Drug Issue, 7.5, signed by Denny O'Neil. Part 2 of the Drug Issue, 6.0, signed by Denny O'Neil. Wolverine #10, signed by Bill Sienkiewicz. New Mutants #18, First Warlock, 9.4, signed by Bill Sienkiewicz. And the last one, I'll end it with this book because this book is fire, is Fantastic Four #1. This is the Bill Sienkiewicz variant. This was under his website, I believe. And this book was like a $40 book to buy for the Virgin, and he signed it. It came back at 9.8. But definitely worth it. I believe me and Joker got one of these signed. So you'll see his books because we all met up and exchanged books the other day, from our deliveries. So it was good. It was a lot of fun. That's a great deal, Chris. Chris is saying he got an Uncanny X-Men 27 and 33 at a show a couple weeks, $25 for both. You can't beat that on those Silver Age X-Men. You get them those prices. You're talking second and third year of the series, so he's like 67, I believe it is. I think X-Men came out in 63 something, so it's like 66. Nice books. Yeah, thanks, Jeff G. That Doom is amazing, bro. I was really happy. But that's the recap. Appreciate you guys coming out. Go check out the New York Warriors. They got their show coming on 10 o'clock. Should be a lot of laughs. Should be on the auction tomorrow. You might see some of these books pop up on the auction tomorrow. Leave me feedback if you guys want to see anything on the auction, that you guys are interested in. Leave a comment, and I respond to all comments. If you need any books pressed or anything, hit me up on IG. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button if you're not subscribed to this channel. Trying to get up to 1,000 subs. Getting closer. Big Lion Cat. Shout out to Big Lion Cat and the Lion's Den. They've been running some really good auctions. My man Thoroughly Burrow's running some really good auctions. TiVo has some good stuff. Comic Core's been running their auctions. It's just a lot of good opportunities for people to get books at decent prices. Nobody's trying to rip anybody off. As long as everybody's grading books fairly, which everybody is, it's all good. This is what this community is all about. Support each other. Like each other's videos, thumbs up on everything. You're always going to get that one hater that's going to give you a thumbs down, but who gives a shit? At least you made him watch your video. You wasted his time if he didn't like it. Haters are going to hate. But until my next video, peace.